What is up, everyone? Today I wanted to do another topic, the truth about expediting. How hard is it as an owner-operator with your own authority? This is Seth Leroy Hustle Adventures. Let's get right into it. Okay, now, when we get into this, I wanted to talk about, first off, I love it, but it's not for everyone. Doing this is not for everyone. I know the dream sounds beautiful of like, I'm gonna own my own company, I'll have my own authority, I'll be my own boss, I'll take time off when I want to take time off, but it's not for everybody. I love it, but that's why I'm saying person to person, depending on where you live, where you're from, what area you're in the country, it can all change. But I first wanted to go over the truth about expediting because I don't want people thinking it's just all fun and games. Like if you watch my actual vlogs of me doing it, the reason I made those was so people can see how it is living in it. It's not just all rainbows. I mean, it's not. But I love it. I would never go back to the corporate world of just like people telling me what to do and impressing the boss. But anyways, first thing I wanted to talk about was sleeping in your van. Me personally, I'm fine with it. I've been down and out in life. So to me, sleeping in it was funny because I'm coming up on 8 years sober, but my wife said, "Oh, how do you think you're going to do sleeping in a van?" I said, "Babe, I've slept in worse places." She laughed. She's like, "Yeah, true." So to me, not even a big deal. I sleep in the front of my van because I'm fine in it. I mean, I'm 5'11" too, and I'm comfy in it, so I don't know. It's just been the way I've been doing it. Slept in, below 20 in a mummy sleeping bag, which I'm not going to ever do. Again, I told my wife in those really cold months, I'm going to actually go down south for those times. Just go down south, come back home. But whatever, that's for a different video. Driving super long. I'm not going to specify times, but people know what I mean. Like, you drive, and I drove straight truck, and it was like, 10, 12-hour days, so that was not that big of a deal. But that's the thing is you drive. Let me repeat that. You drive. So if to you you're thinking, oh, it's just cool, and you have times you got to be there, some are not as extreme on get there, some track you, some don't. But what I'm saying is you have to be a driver. You cannot be someone who's like not that into driving, It's not DoorDash, and I've done that hustle. Adjusting on the fly is the next part. Like, so what I'm saying is like, yeah, you could just be going one way. Like the thing is, okay, we were in Wisconsin and we were going to come back home to Minnesota, and I was 150 miles away, and then got a really good one, and they hooked it up big with money going to Nebraska and then coming home. And then I woke up, I was like, oh, I don't know. And then when they hooked up more money, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, my mind was already thinking, oh, I'm going to be home at a good time, which obviously sucked. But then I took 2 days off over the weekend. So that's what I mean. So in the end, it's like, I was like, all right, well, then my wife's like, just don't work these 2 days. And all the kids had school off, so that was cool. And that's where I said adjusting on the fly. And then right after that, schedule changing constantly. Like, that's the thing. And I'm talking about sleep schedule, up and down, and I was very regimented. My 16-year-old sitting over here on his bed, he could attest, I was a psycho. I was 11 p.m., done, sleep. Exact time I'd wake up every day, working, for companies, like, exact. Like, it was insane. Now he sometimes be like, aren't you going to bed? It'll be like 11:30. I'm like, yeah, I'll get there, Because, but we still wake up early with the kids, but that's different than, like, me getting up at 4 in the morning, grinding, getting, grabbing my coffee quick, getting in the van, or getting in the car, getting to work. Like, it's totally a different element. So then when I'm off schedule, it's not that big of a deal to me because I come home and I'm fine. I get right back on schedule. But it used to be a big headache to me if I even stayed up late at a hotel. When I was on that corporate life. And that's the thing I love is like now it's not as big of a deal. Like I told you guys before, if you've seen my videos, I got sick once during this whole situation and I just chilled at home, and then I was wondering why I wasn't stressing. I was like, oh yeah, because I don't have anyone that if Monday comes around, and I just stayed sick for a couple days. Monday came around, I wasn't stressed, and I was like, this is weird not being stressed sick. I was annoyed I was sick, but it's because I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to or ask, hey, I'm sick. Like that, dude, I couldn't stand that. Like asking, hey, I'm sick, can I take the day off? I was sick of that stuff. Okay, so Next, I put ready at any moment because that was something to adjust to. Because when you get these bids or you get offers, like I said, from logistics teams, brokers, dispatchers, like you have to 2 to 5 minutes. You have to either make a decision, and we will look up the rates per mile, the gas. My wife does. I'm not the best with all those numbers, but she'll look at all. Yeah, that works. Or like what city you're going to, like buy. You know, you gotta adjust all that stuff because you'll have to deadhead that way. So that's the thing. Split decision stress. That's why I wrote that right after. Like that part is stressful and it's on you. Like being an owner operator with your own authority, that's on you. Like a lot of these people, I'm guessing, that drive for companies, because I drove for that trucking company. It was just you bopped around wherever they said, which that place was cool. But in the end, I was sick of it. Sometimes it would get old. Like my wife, when are you gonna be home? I don't know. But now, like, obviously, like I'm saying, you just on the fly, but when I'm going home, that's it. I'll be home at 4. You know what I mean? It's not like questioning it. And then next, I did put leaving loved ones. At first, it was weird for me. But then too, we were going too ham. We were like having me go long, like 7 to 10 days, and that was too much for the kids and wife. Like that was stupid. But not saying but I would understand, like, if we weren't in the Midwest, I would do that if I had to, because we're in an area where we can just sort of regional. We didn't know that. Now we're learning it. And we're getting more consistent runs from the same companies, which is a good feeling. And they're not dedicated. I know some people want that, but we don't want that. We want to always be open, no dedication, just unless it was really good money, I guess, and it was the way that it was lined up, wouldn't be bad. I don't know. I haven't went that route yet. But that's the thing I was going to say. Like, so now I leave 4 days. Sometimes I'm almost back in 3 days. 5 days is our max. Like, whatever we made that week, we're done. But we've been hitting our goal and exceeding our goal of $1,200 a week profit. That's after gas, taxes, everything taken out. So that's the thing too. Like now it's sweet. Now I've been home 5 days today. But usually it's just be out, be home at day 4, and then you get like 3.5 days, whatever, with family. Next, weather conditions. Pay attention to them. Because at first I was willy-nilly because, I was just like going around, and then all of a sudden I'd be in like a giant thunderstorm or a snowstorm in Denver, Colorado. And that way you can get bids higher. But I did a video on that already. But so yeah, be really aware. And luckily my wife, she pays attention to it. She'd be like, oh, you got a storm going through here. And that's why I didn't go out this Monday or Tuesday. And it worked out. The kids had school off too. But be aware of the weather. That's why I'm saying the truth about it is like, yeah, people probably think, oh, it's so fun, you're just your own boss, but you can literally end up in like a tornado or whatever in Oklahoma, or like when I was really in Colorado and all of a sudden I was in like snowy mountains, like that happens. And then too, that like always bring tire chains. I already talked about that in a video, but make sure you have those, because there's some that literally will stop you if you don't have them, and they do chain checks and everything. Next, dealing with brokers, customers, because yeah, sometimes I've had brokers that flat out, you can tell, just lied. Like, you'll show up there. That's why I'm telling people the truth about this stuff. And they clearly lied just to get you there. It'll be closed, or straight up the customer will be like, what are they talking about? We never told you had to come here. Like, it's not going to be ready till that time, when I could have just slept that whole time. You know what I mean? Like, you deal with that, or customers who are sort of douchey, but that's, that happens. Next, vehicle problems, like tires, etc. Like how I had the flat tire and now I got the valve stem fixed. But that's what I mean. Like, it all falls on you. There ain't no one. That's why I say I get the appeal of people driving for companies and stuff, because yeah, that type of stuff. But I have AAA and I have roadside assistance with my full coverage. But still, I was out there, in the freezing cold, like, getting it fixed, and luckily got it fixed, and now I got it replaced. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that all falls on you. There's no like, hey Tom, can you help me, bro? Like, like I had a straight truck that broke down, and that sucked really bad though too. Because, yeah, I had to hit up everyone. I guess that is true. And then they had, like, a tow truck come for the straight truck, and that was just a whole thing. They were all stressed, and, like, then my work was stressed. Like, so I guess, I don't know. To me, it falls on you, but at least it's just on you, and you can just hit up the service that you have. But But also, I found out that like if you can't get the delivery there, I had 3,100 pounds in the back too. I can't believe it. I pumped it and it worked, and I put the sealant in. But if not, they have to bring a recovery vehicle, and you can lose the whole load. So that's a thing to know too. Next, I talked about mentally draining, and that's the thing. Like I said, it can be mentally draining. You know, being out on the road and living in the van. But for me, like I said, these are things that I'm saying that I obviously have, but like. I love it, but it's not for everyone. This is like, for me though, mentally, like I've said, I've been through some stuff. So to me, not even a big deal. But there are times where it's like, okay, you know, more like when the exterior stress comes in with like, you know, brokers and stuff. But now I've learned to even deal with that, like where I didn't drink an energy drink purposely because I felt like this one was not going to be open, and good thing I didn't. And I went to sleep, woke up, got unloaded. That's what I mean. I'm starting to learn to just not even trust what they say. Because before I was acting like what they said was the truth. So now I'm going to go into gotta love your own company. So I'm talking about being by yourself. If you're, like I am an extrovert, but like if you can't just be by yourself, it's okay, bud. What?
He sent you a load.
He sent me a load? Okay, well, you gotta love your own company. So anyways, here, I'll be right back. Okay, that was my 16-year-old assistant. He just told me that there was a load, but I just said no, I'm not working today. So that was funny right after doing this, but appreciate it too. Like, I'm always really cordial, and I appreciate it, seriously. But I said I already told the kids we're sledding today, and I was off, so that's the thing. So anyways, let me get back into this. So I was talking about gotta love your own company. Yeah, be comfortable in your own skin, because some people probably lose their minds. I mean, I'm guessing. So many factors. Like, there's so many factors in expediting, and I talk about them a lot, but Everything Apex talks about that a lot too. Me and him were writing back and forth on his video about that too. Just like the variables, the factors, there's so much. Like, it's not just like, you know, oh, I'm going to drive there, and I'm going to drop it off, and I'm going to drive there, and I'm going to drop it off. All these variables I'm talking about, this is the reality of it, and I love it, like I said, and he loves it, like, just using him as an example, and there's a lot of people who do love it. There's so many people who do it, but it's not for everyone, like I said. That's why I wanted to make this video, because a lot of people say, well, what about this, what about this? So I wanted to make one where it's, like, keeping it honest and seeing, you know, what people thought, you know, because then they can really make the decision. My other two kids just came in here, and the dog. So now after that, constant grind, like I talked about, like all the different ways you have to hustle and grind at it. It's and like a lifestyle. Finding time to exercise is a really big one, and that's why I go to Walmart. At first, I wasn't. And as you guys know, I lost I gained a lot of weight in recovery, then I lost a lot of weight. Then when I started driving for the last 2 years or whatever it's been, I gained weight back, but not a crazy amount. But now I'm getting back on the grind. We got a bike at home, so when I'm at home, I do like 700-800 to 1,000 calories a day I burn. And then when I'm on the run, obviously there's days you can't, but I'll either walk in the in a Walmart, in a Target, pick up some essentials that I might need, or I'll walk at a rest area. So to me, exercise is key, and eating right I wrote next, because I'll try to get Subway more, but I've been being a little naughty lately, not getting just Subway. But I also eat peanut butter sandwiches while I'm on the run, because that's just what I do. I've done it at every job. So next, dangerous. That it's dangerous. It's a dangerous job. I mean, I've been driving for about 2 years, you know, straight truck for a year, and then this now for a little while, and it's a dangerous job, and that's something. That's why I'm psycho about going slow. If conditions are bad, I go slow. I don't mess around. One of the last things I wanted to talk about, well, it is the last thing, is planning rest areas around good locations for loads. That's something that I wanted to bring up, because it's the truth about that too. Like, because you can get to a drop off, and you can get to a drop off and you have to go to a better area. It happens a lot, which you don't have to. I mean, having your own authority, you don't have to, but it's the way to go. So you have to look up, and I do that. Obviously, I've gotten good on the maps, just like looking for the nearest good city, and then you go there. So that's something I wanted, the truth about it. So some people probably, I don't know, like people ask so many questions. Maybe they think you just drop it off, and then you just go, thank you, and then you get back to your van, and then you're like, find one. It's not like that. So that was the last thing I wanted to say, is that that's a reality that can happen. I'm going to keep doing topic ones, or just things that I think about. But anyways, thanks for coming along. I hope this was informative for people who, because a lot of people are saying they're thinking about doing this. Must go cargo, yep. You're right, Rowan.
Always stay with Moscow.
Always stay with Moscow. So anyways, we're going to sign off here. We're going sledding tonight. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to.
We're not
If you don't hit the bell notification, I'm going to send my 16-year-old to your house, and he's going to have a talking to you, right, Kason? No, he says no. But anyways, everyone have a beautiful day. Bye.